In the Jungle with Jim Rome. Weekdays noon to 3 on WSKO Syracuse. A Cumulus media station. The voice of the Central New York sports fan. The Score. 1260. Welcome to your home for local sports in Syracuse. Outside the Box Score with Mark Rowlands starts right now.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Outside the Box Score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse on the Score 1260. It's our Christmas show. Woo! Josh and I, a good couple of Catholic boys, getting ready for one of my favorite times of the year. I know you feel the same way.
Oh, the best time of the year.
Yeah. We both are big Christmas guys, and it's not just because of our Catholic upbringing. We just like Christmas.
That's right.
Watched one of my favorite Christmas movies last night.
Hit me with it.
The Holdovers.
Oh,
released from last year. Fantastic. Paul Giamatti, Dominic Sassa, unknown guy that was a student at the boarding school that they filmed it at.
Yep.
Open audition, got the part, absolutely nails it. Divine Joy Randolph with a Best Supporting Actress turn as well. Just an awesome new Christmas movie. We don't get a lot of great new Christmas movies.
No.
People were talking about Red One came out this year.
I've heard very bad.
I've also heard very bad things. Someone the other night told me, like, Mark, have you seen Red One? Like, I watched the first, 20 minutes and turned it off. Yep. It was not for me. But...
I also caught the first part of it, and then as they were walking, I think I told you this last week, when they were walking J.K. Rowling's...
J.K. Simmons. Not the author of not the terrible author of the Harry Potter books, J.K. Rowling. J.K.
She's
Simmons.
Santa. Yeah, no. She'd hate to play Santa. She would really hate to play a male Santa.
Oh yeah,
boy.
no, she would never do it.
Don't put her in that role. But anyways, as he's like walking to his sleigh, I looked at my buddy and I was like, if it's actually a sleigh that they're taking about in with a massive thing, I'm like, I'm out of this. I'm checked out. And it is just the biggest sleigh you've ever seen with the massive reindeer. And I'm like, yeah, I'm out. Nope, I'm done. I'm not
doing it. Yeah, not interested in Red One, but the Holdover, just an instant classic. It makes you feel good. Dead Poet Society vibes a little bit.
It's a tearjerker.
It is a tearjerker. He goes to visit his dad, and I'm like, man, that's the part that gets me. So watched that last night. Really starting to get into the Christmas spirit. Did all of my shopping yesterday.
All of your shopping.
All of it. Nailed it.
I need a couple more to really dot some T's, cross some I's today. Finish a little bit, and then I haven't wrapped a thing.
Oh, I don't wrap.
What?
Other people do that for me.
What? But they have they're getting the gifts.
Well, they don't wrap what they're getting.
So you have your mother gets wraps your family ones. Maybe you give it to the girlfriend for your family.
Yeah,
that's genius. I like the wrapping part, but
I'm just bad at it.
See, now I've gotten critiques lately that I'm a bad rapper, but I don't understand it. It doesn't have to. It's not all about how tight it looks, how great the finishing edges. It's that I took the time out of my day to wrap your present, so shut your mouth and enjoy my rap job. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just not good at wrapping presents, so I don't do it.
It's a great out. You should be a bag guy. You could be a bag guy.
I could be a bag guy. Yeah.
I don't like the bags.
It depends on what it is.
The girlfriend is a big bag lady.
Yeah.
She does the bags and the tissue paper, and I'm like, I like the wrap. I like to rip it apart.
Yeah, same. She loves the overcomplicated. Like
the big box with the little thing.
Yep. Yeah. And she does it just to annoy me. She knows that I'm like, this is way too much effort for
Russian dolls for a wallet.
Yeah, for whatever it is that's in there. I will say she is a very good gift giver.
Need that.
Yeah, great gift giver. I like to consider myself a decent gift giver.
Yeah.
Thoughtful. Stone is in the chat. He said he does the Russian dolls. Jim's also in the chat talking about SU basketball. We will get to SU hoops.
Jim, are you a Grinch? You hate the holidays?
Yeah, we're just talking a little Christmas here, pal. we will get to SU hoops. We will get to the college football playoff. Another reason why it's a big week for Catholics. Notre Dame last night, just dismantling Indiana, made me look stupid for betting the Hoosiers.
Shane Gillis on the dais beforehand too.
Classic!
What great clips! You could tell that dude had a couple.
Alabama Jones.
Alabama Jones. He's like, we're now competitive. We can pay our players, unlike the SEC and Coach Saban. I mean, dude, Nick Saban, you could tell was actually kind of mad when he's like, no, I'm an integrity. He's like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, come on. He's a stand-up comedian. Of course, it's the oldest joke in the book that you were paying players.
And he was probably paying his players.
Almost certainly.
Who cares? Who cares? Just be like, yeah, and we're the best team ever. Shut up. Who cares?
I wish Calipari now would come forward and be like, I've been doing this every stop.
Be like, this wasn't really a mix-up for me. I've kind of been doing this my whole career.
Yeah,
NIL just made it legal now. Weight off my back.
Was he UMass or Boston College?
UMass.
Yeah, UMass. I was at UMass giving guys $1 million. Like, how do you think we got Camby? Like, to come play at UMass?
Dude, how great it would be. Just like, it's like when you're a gambler or something and then the books went legal and you're like, oh my God, I can finally, it's like stepping out in the open.
It was great. Because I was on the radio at the time when sports gambling became legal. And I would always like hint towards lines and stuff like, you know, some people think that this is going to go one way, and then it became legalized, and I was like, all right, Notre Dame's a 7-point favorite. And I just immediately started talking gambling.
It's like Al Michaels now, who has turned into, well, this field goal going in could be pretty important for some people out there, and you're like, Al, did you bet the over, Al?
He's always done that. Yeah. It's great. I love the guys that you can tell are gamblers.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like Barkley. Whenever Chuck has a bad beat when he's on inside the NBA, it's so funny because he'll just start ripping into a team.
Yeah,
it's like, you had them plus 4.5, didn't you, Chuck? You just lost $15,000, didn't you, Chuck?
Oh yeah,
you degenerate, you. That's always great. But Gillis was classic last night.
He was awesome, dude. Did you see the guy miss the field goals? Up to $1 million.
Yeah,
kick,
I did see it.
He slipped twice.
Yeah, that's tough.
My buddy was watching with me. He's like, they got to get him like cleats or something. I'm like, no, that's the whole thing. You just kick the field goal. He's like, he should have taken off his shoes. And I'm like, I guess. I don't know. I don't think that helps.
Ground is covered in snow. He should frostbite.
Slowed down a bit.
Yeah. Maybe don't run in a full sprint.
Like after the first time, I'm like, he's probably just going to stand and kick it or something. And no, he did the same thing and fell. I was like, poor kid.
Yeah.
He looked so defeated.
He
too.
was.
I was like, oh.
He knows his buddies were all there, and he's not going to hear the end of that.
Yeah, nobody's gonna sleep with that kid anymore. You're already on the Catholic campus now. Nobody's giving it to that poor kid. He's gonna have to transfer.
Yeah, he's gonna go to Indiana. Poor guy.
How did last clip from Gillis that like went kind of viral when he was making fun of the Indiana coach? And he's Kurt coming out on TV making about himself beforehand. What a joke.
You'd never do that, would you, coach? And he's like, no, I know, because you're not a disgrace. So good.
Great stuff.
Just have him on every week.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, like, remember when I want to say it was on Fox on NFL Sundays, they used to have Rob Riggle on like every week doing.
Caliendo would do it a lot too.
Yeah, but Caliendo's funny. Rob Riggle's funny in doses, but he was just doing horrific bits every week.
Yes.
Just do that with Gillis on College Game Day. Or no, NBC. Hire that guy to be a commentator for Notre Dame football.
Oh, yeah.
Get him on your Notre Dame crew. Oh, he absolutely would.
To go to every game, basically? I think he'd do it.
He absolutely would. So yeah, NBC, if you're listening, get that guy on every single Notre Dame broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be electric. But yeah, a lot of things to talk about. We will talk about that game. Just absolute dismantling of Notre Dame or by Notre Dame against Indiana. We're going to talk a little bit about Christmas movies.
Yes.
Because we both are pretty big movie guys. We both love the Christmas season. We both love Christmas movies. So we're going to talk about that. SU basketball. I guess we'll kind of recap the Georgetown game last week.
Yeah. How could you not? Biggest game of the year.
Disappointing from many different fronts, not just on the court, but the attendance is
Yeah.
something that we've got to bring up as well. And then SU plays today, 12 o'clock tilt at the Barclays Center against the Maryland Terrapins.
Ooh.
SU is like a 14-point dog or something ridiculous.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of points.
Is Maryland good? I don't think I've seen a lot of Maryland.
I haven't seen a lot of Maryland, if I'm being honest with you. Maryland is 9-2.
Okay.
Syracuse is 5-5. Yeah, Maryland 14.5-point favorite. Total in that one 155.5.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was about some SU football too this week.
yes, interesting SU football rumblings going on right now about a certain quarterback potentially going to have the ability to come back. So we'll talk about that and the new quarterback coming in, Ricky Collins, transfer out of LSU. So we'll talk about that and so much more. Phone lines open the entirety of the show, by the way, 315-671-1260. If you want to chime in, 315-671-1260. We'll be right back on Outside the Box Score. For the best local beer in Central New York, the only place you need to look is Myers Creek Brewing Company, with 16 different beers on tap at both the Inner Harbor in Syracuse and the Palace that is the Cazenovia location. Myers Creek has something for everyone. Want a bite to eat? Both locations feature a kitchen with delicious pizzas, some of the best wings in Syracuse, and much more. Make sure to check out our friends at Myers Creek Brewing Company, the official bar of Outside the Box Score.
Do you have an invention idea, but don't?
I also have to apologize. A little under the weather this week, so voice might be struggling a little bit.
I like a little rasp.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little deeper, a little raspier.
Got to pull up my Christmas list, Christmas movie list that we did on
Oh, yeah.
on the show
I was
years
just
ago.
going to wing it.
I was just-
We got Mike Boheim in the chat saying, how about them Hoyas?
That's right.
Boo.
I mean, it does make you feel better that they went to Creighton, or they hosted Creighton later on the week and dominated.
Yeah, destroyed Creighton.
Maybe Georgetown is just kind of good.
Yeah, that they could be.
I don't think Malik Monk even played in that game against Creighton.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he was playing. I pulled this list up like 4 times. I can't find it. Here we go.
Yeah, Monk did not play, according to your father.
Thanks for the fact check.
Yep.
I said it, but thank you.
And we need a good fact check every once in a while on this show.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, Jim's always here for.
Yeah, that's what Jim's here for. Jim also said Josh's present to the listeners is his presence today.
God damn it, Jim. I'm here basically mostly almost every week.
Yeah. Except every once in a while you'll miss like a month.
Yeah. That's the allure.
Yeah.
You never know if you're going to get a solo show or,
exactly.
Get an extra mic in here. Maybe hit the line today. Tell us what you're asking Santa for Christmas. I'm always interested in what people, grown adults, want for Christmas.
Yeah,
because then I start getting ideas for myself.
Yeah,
because I generally have nothing.
Me, golf pants.
Okay.
I need like 5 more pairs of golf pants because I have to wear pants every day next year.
Why? Why?
Yeah, working in the pro shop, you got to wear pants.
I mean, that's what?
Yeah.
But golfers wear shorts.
Not professional golfers.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And it does make you look a little nicer, I guess.
But it's when it's like 92 degrees outside and I've got a junior clinic where I'm running around with a bunch of 12-year-olds giving golf lessons, like
sweat your ass off.
Yeah. I did it this year. It was like 95 degrees. It was awful.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Yeah.
Line at welchjewelers.com.
And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. I had forgotten about this before in the first segment, but little Christmas music to play in the background, royalty free, of course, because I got in
Yeah.
trouble last year.
The suit's always coming down
Yep.
on you.
So we keep that playing in the background a little bit.
The fat cats here at Cumulus, robber barons.
I mean, it's pretty simple. Just don't play don't play Christmas music with that's copyrighted.
Stevie Wonder can't see us. He doesn't know we're playing it.
I think he can.
Oh, oh no.
I'm a Stevie Wonder truther.
No.
Once Shaq told that story of him walking into an elevator and Stevie Wonder saying, "Hey, Shaq," that's yeah.
You think it's all been a ruse?
Yep, I've seen him catch a mic stand falling in front of him before. I've seen that video.
What a mean man to play that up for all
No,
these years.
I'm joking, obviously, but
Sure.
kind of. I think he's mostly blind.
Yeah, but like Blur.
Yeah, exactly. He's not Ray Charles blind or Jeff Healey blind, who
Sure.
just didn't have eyes. I was watching Roadhouse the other night.
Nice.
And Jeff Healey is the guitar player from Roadhouse, who is friends with Patrick Swayze. My mom was watching, and she's like, "Oh, I wonder if that actor is really blind." I'm like, first of all, not an actor. That's Jeff Healey, fantastic blues guitar player. Second of all, yes, he is really blind. Those are glass eyes. He doesn't have eyes. And my mom was like, "What?"
Truly no eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually doesn't have eyes. But solid movie. I hadn't seen it in a while. Roadhouse.
Roadhouse rocks.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it in quite a while. I remembered like not loving it, but being like okay with it. Pretty good.
The only thing that gets me is when he when he does the move that they're like, he did that at his last place. He ripped that guy's throat out. And you're like, that's crazy. And then he does it, and you're like, oh my God, what is he doing?
This guy belongs in prison.
He's just murdering.
He's a murderer. It is when it first happens, though. You're like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Well, it's funny because my mom had never seen it.
Okay.
And so they say that, and she's like, he doesn't actually like rip throats out, does he? And I was like,
no, you wait.
Just wait. You'll see. He may or may not rip throats out. And he, of course, does. While we're on the topic of movies,
sure,
let's talk some Christmas movies, Josh. We got the music playing in the background. Just some of your favorites. You know, what have you been watching this time of year that helps you get in the Christmas spirit?
Yeah, I mean, Christmas Vacation is a must
Classic.
watch.
Yep.
At any point, I feel like Elf is one that I don't go out of my way to watch,
Same.
but it's always on TV that I know I'll get it in. It's not something I have to make an appointment for. Other ones that I have been trying to, I haven't watched in a couple years for some reason, but Four Christmases is one that's always funny to me. I found it hilarious. I watched the crap out of it.
I've seen it once, I think. And it's been years. I have to go back and watch it. I don't remember much about it.
I think it's very funny. I think Vince Vaughn and anything's funny. Favreau is ridiculous in that movie. It's really good.
I do love me some Johnny Favs.
Oh, he plays like a badass guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like his brother who's kind of a jerk.
Oh, okay.
He's very funny. And him and Vaughn obviously have great chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just give two more here. One that I watched for the first time last year that I got to watch again, Fred Claus.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It gets me.
Yeah.
It gets me. It's something about him and Giamatti, the relate with him and Santa. It's what they got going on. It always gets me. It's very nice. Well done. Good Christmas movie.
Yeah.
One that I didn't watch for years. Like, doesn't seem like me.
Yeah.
Very much me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll round it out with one that I have to watch every year. Gets me again, but it's one of the funniest movies that I think of all, like Christmas or not, 8 Crazy Nights.
I knew you were gonna go there.
It's not even a Christmas, a Hanukkah movie.
I had never seen it until we watched it together last year.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's very good.
It really is very good.
Almost every time you watch it too again, you're like, oh, it's kind of a musical.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a musical.
Very good stuff.
You got a bunch in the chat here. We got Jim tossing in Miracle on 34th Street, the original. Which I agree.
Sure.
Great movie. It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah. I love It's a Wonderful Life. One of the great movies ever. Not even just Christmas movies.
That's my dad's go-to favorite.
Your dad also tossed that in there. Your pops also threw in Scrooged.
Oh yes, yes. Yep. Scrooged. Yes.
Good one. Mistletoe. Can't say I've seen that one.
I don't think I have. Who said that one?
Your dad.
The hell? I've never heard him talk about that movie.
Yeah, I can't say I've seen that one. Stone thrown in a couple. The animated ones, Charlie Brown Christmas, just fantastic.
Oh.
I
Now I see what mistletoe. Mistletoe is from Four Christmases. That's what he's doing.
Oh,
Mistletoe
okay.
is their safe word.
Oh,
yes.
gotcha. Okay.
I see what he's doing.
Yeah. He just said that was from
Yeah,
Four
yeah.
Christmases.
I
Like I
gotcha.
said, I haven't seen it really. So, yeah. But Charlie Brown Christmas
Mhm.
I love it. I'm a big Charlie Brown guy. I'm actually wearing Snoopy Christmas socks right now.
Oh, flash 'em.
See if I can.
Pull them up. Let's see it. The orange ones. Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Here we go. Snoopy on his doghouse, trying to get that in the camera there. Snoopy on his doghouse decorated with Christmas lights. Normally you have to pay for that, but show a quick one for free there. Yeah, I'm a big Charlie Brown guy in general.
Mhm.
I think the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown features maybe the funniest line in the history of television or cinema.
Hit me, fatty.
It's I Gotta Rock. I Gotta Rock kills me. It's the funniest thing ever written. I got a candy bar. I got a pack of gum. I Gotta Rock. It just kills me. I don't know why. So, but I love those old Charlie Brown animated specials.
Mhm.
He also threw out Rudolph,
Sure.
the stop motion one, the Grinch, the original animated Grinch, fantastic.
It's got to be that one.
The year without a Santa Claus is another one I love. I do love all those like stop motion ones. Frosty
Eat
the
Miser.
Snowman. Yeah.
Santa Claus coming to town.
Yep. Santa Claus is coming to town. Great. You mentioned Christmas Vacation. I'll watch A Christmas Story 3-4 times on Christmas. It's just a thing my family does. We just keep it on the TV.
When it's playing the
Yep.
24-hour thing.
Yep.
See, Christmas Story for me was never one I couldn't get into it.
It hits special for me as well because we've always just had that on TV on Christmas. And then when I was like around Ralphie's age in the movie, my dad bought me a BB gun.
Oh, yeah.
And he wrapped it in the same wrapping paper and he hid it in the same spot that they did in the movie. And because I had a lot of BB guns growing up.
Sure.
I've always
You're a big gun guy.
Like, I don't own guns.
Yeah.
I have one, but it's an antique. It's like
Yeah,
140 years old. It's from the 1880s.
Okay.
So I do own one, but it's more of an antique collector's item. I don't own any like modern firearms. I've just always thought that guns were interesting. Like, especially like old West guns. Like the one I own is a old Remington repeater rifle, like stuff like that.
Sure.
I've always, and so my dad got me this BB gun, and I, bought me BB guns for years after, mainly so we can control the varmint population in our backyard. Your dad said you don't love A Christmas Story, yet you have the bunny suit.
I do have the bunny suit.
I knew you had the bunny suit.
Yep,
Yeah.
I've posted some pictures in that.
Yep.
My mom got it for me for Christmas one year. It was like, I want you to wear it. Like, gave it before. It was like, you should wear this. And I was like, I've never watched the movie. I was like, I don't like I've watched it, but I've never I don't like the movie. And she's like, I think it'd be funny. And I'm like, okay. So I've worn it like every year for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Every day.
It is funny.
And it's also funny that I've grown since getting it, so like it's tight and it doesn't really fit well, but I do it.
Home Alone.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking Home Alone, you know where I'm going.
You love that third one.
The third one, it raises the stakes. For those who haven't heard this before, it goes from small town bandits trying to what, just rob a house?
Yeah, in the first two,
get a couple extra
the wet
bucks.
bandits / the sticky bandits.
Sure, they're just trying to get an extra couple bucks, you know, and if they have to torment a kid, fine.
Yeah.
But in the third one, it raises the stakes where an RCXD card has now accidentally contained a nuclear chip, a chip that is used for nuclear warfare.
Wait a minute. First of all,
Yeah.
why are you saying nuclear like Homer Simpson?
Nuclear chip? I don't know.
Nuclear.
Yeah. Nuclear. What did I say?
You said nuclear.
Oh, nuclear? Oh, nuclear chip.
Nuclear.
I don't know. There's a nuclear chip in an RCXD that a kid has, and North Korean terrorists are now trying to find the kid. I think kill him. I think they want to kill him.
Certainly
There's
trying to kill him.
guns. I mean, it really, it's entertainment and a young Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
you know,
I always forget that she's the
too young
sister.
though, freaks. Don't
Yeah.
make it weird.
Young Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
I always forget that she's the sister in that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love the first two Home Alone movies. I
Yeah.
haven't seen 3 in years, but I always thought it was ridiculous. The Santa Claus movies, something your dad
Oh.
just threw out there. The third one jumps the shark a little bit. I love me some Martin Short, but
Yep.
jumps the shark a little. I do quite like the first two Santa Claus
I'm a
movies.
second one superior.
Yep.
First one's great too.
Yeah.
Second one really is the peak for me. Tim Allen's awesome.
Mhm.
Martin Short, as we're talking about him, host of SNL tonight for the Christmas
Yes.
special.
Very
I'll be watching.
Yeah, very excited. I love Martin. That guy's one of the funniest people on the
Did
planet.
you see his interview on Fallon the other night?
No.
He's like, Jimmy, Luigi, Mangione, Fallon, you are the best. You're absolutely the best. You told me before the show you were going to that McDonald's. I had to, like, he's just, Martin Short, he's so funny.
He's so mean in a charming way. Like
Yeah.
when he gets together with Conan, it's always he just starts ripping into Conan. It's always hilarious.
I would bet my life's worth that Steve Martin will be on tonight at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
And him and Steve are just great.
Yeah.
He did a trailer for SNL 2 tonight where he picks 3 of the featured members of the cast, not like the name stake.
Yeah.
Nobody you'd know.
Mhm.
And he's like, all right, guys, I got you all Christmas gifts. And they just get handed boxes. And he's like, you're going to help wrap my presents for the actual famous people in my life, not you people. And he's just, it's very funny.
He's so funny, dude.
He's so good.
When him and Steve Martin started doing that tour a few years back and they
Yep.
released a Netflix special, that was like must watch for me as soon as that came out. And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Those two are so good together. And we have to bring it up.
Hit me.
Die Hard.
And Die Hard, yes.
Listen, I love Die Hard. I'm not gonna sit here and go to bat for the fact that I don't watch it at Christmas because I don't consider it a Christmas movie.
Asinine.
It is it is, but at the same time, it's like
Doesn't give you the feels of it. It's a different,
yeah, it's a different type of Christmas movie, and one that you just watched for the first time yesterday.
First time at a bar, no sound, the true action Christmas movie, Lethal Weapon. I mean, what a banger there. I'm sure Mel, doesn't he have an Australian accent in that one? Or
No.
doesn't he? No? That's just the Always Sunny thing?
Yeah, well,
when they make him Australian?
no, he is Australian.
Oh, but he doesn't have an accent.
No, because he's American. He was like born in Australia, like grew up here or something, or grew up in Australia, but he was born here. Like,
Okay.
he is American, but he was born in Australia. But he did, when he was younger, have an Australian accent. If you watch the original Mad Max, he's got a bit of an accent, but he's lost it over the years because of going back and forth between America and Australia.
I got you. As I was trying to decipher the dialogue in the film last night, I was doing a voice for Mel Gibson in an Australian accent, and then Murtaugh did have a certain voice that I was using as well.
Yeah.
Saying lines back and forth. Very fun. Watched at the bar for so long yesterday, not drinking, folks.
Nope.
But watched the first one, the fourth one,
Yep.
and bits of the third. We were there for a while. Thanks, TNT, for some great Lethal Weapon.
Jim said, while there's still time, and we will get off the Christmas movies now.
Damn it.
No, but that was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Through some of our favorites out there. Love Actually is another one. I do like
Oh,
Love
God.
Actually.
My dad is like, have you ever seen it? I'm like, yes, I know about it. It's the rom-com. He's like, it's really good. Hugh Grant. He's listing the people. I'm like, you
it
sound
is
like
good.
a chick.
It like, I know, but it is good.
I'm like, yes, the one with the signs. She's holding the signs. He's like, yeah, it's great. I'm like,
it's just I love a good ensemble cast movie. And
That's true.
Yeah. Jim said, while there's still time, was the consensus to hammer SU plus 14 or avoid? I'm not touching it.
I'm not.
I'm absolutely not touching it. Who knows what's going to happen in that game?
You can't trust this team.
No, you can't trust this team at all. So I say don't touch it. But we'll see. Like I said, that game at 12 o'clock today. We do have to take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll talk about everything going on with SU and their recent game against Georgetown. So stick around. We'll be back here on Outside the Box Score. If you're a fan of local craft beer, the only place you need to go is Myers Creek Brewing Company with 16 brews on tap at both the Cazenovia and Inner Harbor locations. Myers Creek has the best selection of locally brewed libations in all of central New York. Want a nice hazy IPA? The Velvet Fog is a must-try. More of a traditional Pilsner, how about the Floatin' on By? And for you sour drinkers, the It Takes Blue to Mango. So crack open a cold one with the official beer of Outside the Box Score, Myers Creek.
Do you have an invention idea?
If the Steelers win today, they clinch the AFC North.
Yep,
7 points.
that's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points, but I kind of makes me like the Ravens.
Yeah.
I like the Ravens.
Got from Jim. Josh, top 3 Christmas songs. Go.
Top 3 Christmas songs.
Yeah.
I'm debating on which Stevie Wonder I have to include.
Okay.
Between Someday at Christmas
Yep.
or
The other one.
yeah, okay. It's Someday at Christmas. I
Yeah.
can't even remember the
Yeah.
other name. But Someday at Christmas always gets me going. The ones that I've been listening to a lot this year, Sinatra's "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas."
Classic.
That's been great. And then as like a troll, or it'd be between. I like it for some bits, but I can't listen to the whole song. It's too long. Christmas Rapping by the Waitresses is very funny. It's like the guitar riff start like.
I don't think I know it.
It's in like upbeat. Any upbeat scene in a Christmas movie is probably that song.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But White Christmas by the Drifters.
Oh, awesome.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's where I go.
It was funny. Right before you said that, Jim said no White Christmas. So
I was getting that, fatty.
The Christmas song, Nat King Cole.
Love it.
One of my favorite, one of my favorite songs. Period. I just love that song, and he
Great
sounds
voice.
incredible. Springsteen, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Another one. It's hard to get through the whole thing, but I do like it.
Oh, I listened to it 3-4 times in a row just so I can hear that clarinet saxophone solo.
You been a good boy this year,
yeah.
Clarence?
I just. I'm a sucker for Springsteen's like speaking
interlude stuff.
Yeah, like it. Been practicing hard this year. That way, Santa will bring you a new saxophone. Like just something about it. And one that's worked its way into the top 3 in recent years. A song I've always liked. "Fairy Tale of New York" by the Pogues, featuring Christy McCall. It's an Irish Christmas song.
Yeah.
Great, just so good.
Oh yeah.
So that's one that I listen to all the time, but it's not Christmas without listening to the Vince Guaraldi trio who did the Charlie Brown.
One.
Yeah. Linus and Lucy. Oh, Tannenbaum. Awesome. And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. Get this going again. All right, Josh.
Hit me.
We were at the SU Georgetown game last week.
We sure were.
You and your father came out the victors. Very happy as Georgetown beat Syracuse.
It was a great row. Honestly, the 5 was a great. Nunez being a bipartisan.
Yep, absolutely neutral.
In between the two sets of fans was very good.
My dad and I going nuts when SU does something. You and your dad going nuts when Georgetown does it. It really, and plus, we had most of the row to ourselves.
That was the key.
Because there were 17,000 people at the SU Georgetown game.
It's disappointing, to say the least.
Incredibly disappointing. I know a lot of students are gone. The band wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Like, and this is more of a problem overall with college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Rivalry day being the Saturday before, like Christmas break or before finals week, stinks.
Make it, and I understand, conference play starts soon, or started for some teams, right?
Yeah.
So you can't make it later in the season. Early in the season's too hard sometimes with those tournaments and whatever. Do it in November. Just move it up, or the first week of December.
Yeah, I was gonna say move it up like a week.
Yeah,
and you're
crazy.
fine.
It's crazy.
It just bothers me that scheduling partially ruins these games.
Yeah.
And granted, listen, I know, like, we were talking to Nunez about this, and because we estimated there was probably 20,000 people there.
Yep.
And he was like, that's like so much more than any other college basketball team gets, right? And I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't care.
Yep.
That's abysmal for Syracuse. We play in a football stadium.
Right.
Like, it seats 30,000 people for basketball. That place was half full for
Yep.
our biggest rival in a game that was, like we predicted, one of the more competitive games between the two teams in recent years.
It was a good game.
It was.
Back and forth, truly back and forth the entire time. And in the second half, it got good. I was talking to a buddy who went also, and he was like, he's a Hoyas fan.
Yep.
And he's like, my dad looked at me at some point in the first half, and he's like, something's got to get this crowd up. They need a fight or something. And then it came in the second half.
I will say, for the 17,000 that were there,
Yeah.
they cared.
Yes.
It was a loud 17,000, which was nice.
Especially the second half.
In the
First
second
half
half,
had some lulls, but yeah, the second half was rowdy. It was exciting. I finally got some back and forth with SU fans. I'm like, I'm wearing enemy territory. I'm
Yeah.
here. Get rowdy with me.
Mhm.
I'm not saying I need to get into a fight, but
No.
I'm saying like yell at me. Let's
Yeah.
have some fun. And it ended up being a really good game. I was a little disappointed in some SU fans who decided to leave
Yep.
30 seconds early in a 5-point game.
Yep.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And I know because SU was shooting too, right? They were shooting
Yep.
2 down 5
Yeah, they were shooting too.
with 30 seconds left,
Yeah.
and people were leaving the stands.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Insane. Big thing that your dad brought up multiple times, and I still think about it.
Mhm.
Can't beat a zone.
Yeah.
SU. They're playing our defense.
Yeah.
Georgetown stole our defense and used it against us, and we couldn't beat it. What are we doing?
I mean, it was a great call to try. Lampkin was running rampant in the first half.
Yeah, he was.
Sorber, he's tall, but he could not. The size of Lampkin, as you've seen in other games for SU,
Mhm.
is a real mismatch.
Yeah.
They go to the zone, try and beat him with the double team, and Syracuse just not only did they not shoot well from out, they didn't want to. They were,
No.
as we pointed out, they just weren't taking shots some points later on in
Yeah.
the game that you thought were kind of open there. What are you doing?
I can't believe. I can believe they lost the game.
Sure.
That's fine. This SU team is not very good, especially without J.J. Starling.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason we're 5-5. Now, if Starling plays in that game, do I think it's a different outcome? Yeah.
Yep.
But even without J.J. Starling, you just can't let. You're coached by Red Autry.
Yeah.
A man who was an assistant at this program for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
A man who played 4 years as the starting point guard at Syracuse University, playing exclusively a 2-3 zone defense.
Yep.
And he sees a 2-3 zone and has no idea what to do with it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what Bayham relied on for years. The kids don't know what they're doing.
It's different if
yeah.
when you play Houston in the NCAA tournament, and Houston hasn't seen a zone in 15 years.
Yeah. No, I get.
We saw it every single day for 50.
You know what?
Insane.
I don't. And by the way, we can't mention the game without mentioning that your guy, Carlos, actually
had a pretty good game.
Pretty good game.
And
Mark Silver, he was fine. He did
he
very
was
well.
fine. He did all right. Yeah. I'll give him credit where credit is due. He had a solid game.
Now, is it interesting to see the rumblings? Because Boeheim, being honest, since they went to the ACC, he had a couple good years at the start of it, right? And then there was a couple years of downturn. He probably had his last 3 to 4 years were mediocre at best for SU fans. But no one was really signaling we got to get rid of this guy for the most part.
And people were.
You'd say so?
Yeah, there were people calling for his job, which I thought was ridiculous. But
Right. It took some time.
Yeah.
Autry, there's headhunters out there.
There's a lot of them.
And they don't like him.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it could be that thing we've talked about where you want to see some fire, a little bit of crazy, and he seems pretty plain Jane.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know what it is. What's the...
Well, part of it, too, is, and this is a problem I have with Autry, is how often and when he plays guys.
Yep.
And Donnie Freeman
Mm-hmm.
played 19 minutes against Georgetown.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say, without J.J. Starling, that's probably our most talented player on the court.
Yes.
5-star recruit. good, good shooter. He found his 3-point shot in recent games.
Mhm.
Can score at all levels. Good rebounder. Not a great defender.
Sure.
But no one on Syracuse is a great defender. So that's 5.
So we can't knock him.
Yeah, exactly. There isn't a single good defender on the team. And so Red gets asked,
Yeah.
why only play Donnie Freeman 19 minutes?
Mhm.
And the answer he gave was Lucas Taylor and Jair Davis knew what we were doing on defense.
Okay.
You play man-to-man defense. You telling me that this 5-star recruit can't figure out man-to-man defense?
He's so incompetent that he can't.
Bull crap, Red.
Yeah.
What's the real reason he only played 19 minutes? Because if that's your reasoning on a team where no one can play defense, I need better than that. If you're the head coach, I need better than that. They knew what we were doing on they knew what we were doing on defense.
Yep. That's a lazy answer.
That's a very lazy answer. And in your biggest game, like in what once was the biggest game of the year on the schedule,
Mhm.
and for a lot of people still hate Georgetown.
Yep.
I need to see more than 19 minutes out of our 6'10" freshman who can score at every level.
I mean, look at the demographic of the people who actually did show up to that game. There were a lot of people like your dad who
Yep.
who respect the hell out of him. He's like, I've been coming to this place for 40 years. I hate Georgetown.
Yeah.
You could feel it in him.
Yeah, my dad hates Georgetown.
Yes, and that's a lot of the people there, like you said.
I asked him I was like, Dad, how many times have you seen SU play Georgetown? He's like, I don't know, 30.
Yeah.
Like, it.
He's been there for every big bucket,
Yeah.
every big rivalry game, and he hates Georgetown. I love that.
And Jim makes a great point. Wouldn't Freeman learn what to do by getting more in-game experience? You bet he would, Jim. This is ridiculous. And Jim also said earlier, in full disclosure, if JJ was healthy, Chapa more likely doesn't get as much time. Why?
Yeah.
Why isn't that your starting backcourt?
Yeah.
JJ at the point, Chapa at the 2. That should JJ, Chapa,
Well, where did
Bell,
Carlos go?
Freeman, Lampkin. Carlos is coming off the bench. I'd say you could even have a really good starting 5. JJ, Chapa, Bell, Jair Davis, Donnie Freeman.
Yeah.
That's a fun start. It's a small ball lineup,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that could be a very effective 5. And
Never saw it.
never see anything like that. So listen, I'm going to give Red time.
Mm-hmm.
That's my whole thing, is give college coaches time, and I'm going to do it. But I'm starting to get a little frustrated,
Now,
especially seeing answers like that.
Does it? So I'm trying to phrase this in the right way. Next year, they're bringing in Carmelo's kid.
Yeah, Kyan Anthony.
Yeah, Kyan. I
And
forgot his
and
first name.
Sadiq White.
Yes. So that's gonna help his recruitment class next year, making it look a little nicer.
Top 10 in the country.
Yes. Does he's gonna get the credit for that?
Yep.
Carmelo's kid coming, whatever. And
Yeah.
Was it a hard sell? So he can stay another year, probably get
Mhm.
that. I mean, how long is the leash? These guys,
Well,
you see
here's the
people
problem.
leave constantly.
Keep playing Donnie Freeman 19 minutes a game, and we'll see where he plays next year, because I doubt it'll be Syracuse.
That's what I was getting. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Is you can have all these people come in, give them time, but the students don't have time anymore.
Yeah.
They're students. Nobody's called them students. It's like, the athletes don't have
athletes,
time.
yeah.
Yes.
So keep playing him 20 minutes a game, and we'll
Yep.
see who he's suiting up for next year. And
5-star recruit.
yeah, and watch him because I guarantee it'll be someone that plays Syracuse, and he'll drop 28 and 15 on
I was
their
gonna
head.
say who knows? It could be a Malik Brown who ends up going to Duke and being one of the best centers in the country this year.
Yeah.
Probably.
We got to take a break. We're a little overdue. So we'll be right back here on Outside the Box Score. Phone line's open, 315-671-1260 if you want to chime in. That's 315-671-1260. For the best local beer in Central New York, the only place you need to look is Myers Creek Brewing Company, with 16 different beers on tap at both the Inner Harbor in Syracuse and the Palace that is the Cazenovia location. Myers Creek has something for everyone. Want a bite to eat? Both locations feature a kitchen with delicious pizzas, some of the best wings in Syracuse, and much more. Make sure to check out our friends at Myers Creek Brewing Company, the official bar of Outside the Box Score.
Cashback is not available on.
Stoned, if you want to call now.
He said, I want to call in.
Yeah,
Get him on, Fetty.
just because this break's only a minute, so.
By the way, the Sabres, quick note there,
Mhm.
have to respect one of the most historic downfalls of all time. They've lost 12 in a row now,
Yep.
and now have to play a back-to-back after playing in Buffalo last night and getting torched by the Maple Leafs. They head to Boston today to play the Bruins.
Oh, excellent.
Dude, how does anyone not just bet against this team every goddamn night?
I don't know.
They are awful. Awful. They make me sick. It makes my stomach sick watching this team. They have no fight. Nobody cares. No physicality. They're young kids. They can't even. They look slow.
Yeah. Actually, we're just gonna
Quick
do
Sabres.
this.
They're stoned.
I'm just.
I'll vamp. You know, folks, you got Celsius.
What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right, Stone. I'll throw you on hold. You said Stone Sports Podcast.
This is Stone.
Yeah, I just combined the last two breaks because that break was only one spot, and then the last break was only two spots.
Did you ever catch Stone's name? His actual name? I don't think I know the guy's
I
name.
don't think I know the guy's name either.
I don't care to know. At this point, I
Yeah.
don't even want to know.
I mean, we're also the only people that call him Stone.
What do people call him?
Dubs.
Dubs?
Yeah.
Is that a new thing?
No, that's always been what people. It's just you and I that call him Stone.
I don't. What else would I call him? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I
don't-
never knew Dubs. Gotta get our other pal watching the show. Where's she? She's too good for us to watch our show.
I know. Why doesn't Lily watch the show?
I'm gonna berate her after this.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
You
gonna
know
say
what? I
Stone was
will
in. We
too.
were all involved in this, and you know where to be found.
Yeah.
Seems like a lack of respect.
You know what? Warranted.
It's early morning.
I don't
get
blame her.
it.
We go on at 10 o'clock her time.
Yeah. No, I forget about the time war.
Yeah. Josh will not be on the show next weekend, just to let all your listeners know. Oh, thanks for telling me, Mike Boehm.
Where's Josh gonna be next week?
Dude, you don't even know?
I don't know.
And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the score 1260. Calling in on the phone lines, a man that's always in our chat for the most part. It's our good friend, Stone Sports Podcast. Stone, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, guys? Appreciate it.
What's on your mind?
Saturday. I'm working Saturday today, but I'm training somebody else, so I got my feet up on cruise control. Figured I'd call in.
Oh, okay, beautiful. What do you want to talk about, pal?
We didn't talk about football Saturday. I feel like we haven't hit the NFL yet.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We were just talking about there's a couple NFL games today.
We got Steelers, Ravens.
Uh-huh.
Love the Steelers to cover. +7's way too many points.
I also think it's too many points.
I don't know what to do with the Texans and the Chiefs.
Yeah,
The
Mahomes.
over-under's at 41.5. Mahomes is hurt. I feel like they're baiting me into taking the over because it's the Chiefs and
Yep.
the Texans.
Hollywood
But
Brown
both
bag.
defenses have been the pride of that team. So I don't know. I feel like I'm leaning the under and then Steelers cover. Little two-legger.
That's such a tough line.
Mm.
Like that is such a Vegas line, that 41.5, because I don't think the Chiefs score that many points.
No, I
Against-
don't either. The
against the-
Chargers and Broncos were at the same line on Thursday night.
Blew up.
Yeah, and that did
Blew
blow
up.
up. Like, but is the Chiefs offense really that good this year?
I've been asking the same question about the Texans.
Well,
Some games they look
yeah.
great, mixing runs for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns, and then other games it feels like they can't move the ball.
Yeah.
That game against the Miami Dolphins last week, I don't know why Red Zone showed it almost the entire time. I feel like I watched the entire game.
Yeah.
And it was one of the worst football games I've watched all year.
People are saying
The
Hanson's
Texans
losing
have
his
been in
fast.
a lot of bad games this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hot take is there's like 3 entertaining NFL teams to watch. The rest of them kind of stink.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear that. I mean,
Drake May's entertaining. That's all I need.
that
Is he still not throwing a pick
Frisky.
this year?
Not one that's his fault.
Oh, okay.
You got by the Drake May lover account, I bet.
No, it was just.
He posts every day that Drake May still hasn't thrown an interception. but
Oh
he
no! So
definitely has.
someone brought that up to me the other day, and I was like, "Is that true?"
Gotcha.
That doesn't
No,
seem
they're
like it's
liars.
true.
They lie
Yeah,
right to your face.
yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think I'm going to touch either of these games today, just because A, I stink at betting the NFL, so
Sure.
I don't feel like donating my money. And
Mhm.
the only one I would go Steelers +7. I do think that's too many points.
It's way too many points for a team that's looking to clinch the division.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. TJ Watt is going to play. That's obviously big, but their offense looked really bad without
Their
Pickens
offense
last week.
usually looks really bad.
They were kind of peaking. They looked
they
much better.
had a couple of good weeks.
Like
yeah.
3-4 weeks ago,
Yeah.
Pickens was in a rhythm. Russ was kind of cooking.
Yeah.
And their two-headed running attack with Warren and Harris was actually doing well. I don't know. The Steelers
Russ's
looked scary
stats
to me
look
when they looked.
fantastic, but his eye test is just not there.
For
I don't know
Russ.
what happens when he throws it. Maybe he just throws the most catchable ball in the NFL, but every single guy on that team is making one-handed catches, going up over the top of two defenders,
Yeah.
coming back to a ball that's underthrown 10 yards.
I mean, who
I was like, oh, Russ is back. I don't think he is.
without Pickens, legit? Who's the one? Calvin Austin?
Calvin Austin, he's
Yeah.
a dog.
What are we doing here?
offense is a nest of talent. Yeah, you're totally right. I love betting his receiving yards because it's usually like 20-something. Also, I like that George Pickens always has a tail on the back of him. Have you noticed that? He like
Yeah.
rips the part of the jersey in like a football flag. And
Yeah.
then people try to pull it, and it just rips right out of his pants.
I think the one positive for the Steelers offense last week without Pickens was Freiermuth. Freiermuth had a good game that he's been, almost
Hey, Fry.
invisible this year. But he
Yeah.
seemed to be having a good week last week. So maybe that's a positive. I don't know. It could be just classic NFC North division defense wins championships. I don't know. Derrick Henry.
I could see a stinker from the Ravens offense.
Yeah.
I
Zay
could
Flowers
too.
is also on the no-bet list. If you go down his stats from the season, you can tell exactly which weeks I've bet on him.
He's,
I gotta ask you too, Stone. College. What are your thoughts on the college games today? SMU, Penn State, Clemson,
I
Texas,
think we
and
should
Tennessee,
take
Ohio
Travis
State.
Hunter's Heisman away and give it to that brick house from Florida.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that guy yesterday?
yeah.
Yeah,
He hit the Heisman pose after like a 2-yard gain. That's
he did. Yeah, you know, I'd be fine with that because I didn't like Travis Hunter winning the Heisman anyway. I thought it should have been Ashton Genty. I still think it should be Ashton Genty. But do you have any plays on the college slate today?
I am like you with the NFL. I've been horrific in college football this year.
Fair.
Basically everything I've bet has been the opposite. So I gave up around like week 7.
Fair.
But I don't know. I hope Ashton Genty just runs through everybody in the college playoff and Boise State somehow wins, or Arizona State. I just want one of the random teams that slipped in because of the new format to take it all the way.
That would be fun.
I'm the exact same way. I think the coach of Arizona State, Kenny, I'm missing his last name.
Oh,
He's D, starts with a D, right?
yeah.
Dillingham. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
Dillingham.
awesome.
Dillingham. Yeah,
He is awesome.
yeah.
I want
he
nothing but
rocks.
success for that guy.
That
Yeah.
video when he went viral screaming in the camera, I screamed
Yep.
at the refs.
The game
whatever.
is
Oh, my
over.
God.
The game is
Yeah, that guy rocks.
Their running back's a demon too.
Yeah. I forget his
I
name.
always forget his name.
Yeah, he's got a funny name.
He does. He's really good though.
He said a similar thing about a Heisman, right? Like he called himself out for Heisman.
Cam Scatabo.
Scatabo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scatabo. He's
Got it.
5'11",
Got that.
215 pounds.
Mm.
He's a brick. Stone, anything
I
else
need
on
him
your
on-
mind, buddy?
Not much, guys. I just appreciate it
What
having me on.
I got a question
What's up?
for you, son, before you leave.
Yeah,
What are
I'll
you
take any questions.
asking Santa for this year for Christmas? What's your big gift item?
Dude, I need a backpack. Every time I go anywhere, I have a issue where it's either plastic bag or suitcase because
Mhm.
my backpack ripped a few months ago. And it's one of those things where like, I don't need a backpack right now. And then when you need one, you're like, well,
I
guess I'm
could
going
use a
with
backpack.
garbage bag today. Yeah.
What a
I either
great
have
great
what a large bag that I'm bringing around, or I got just nothing. It's ripping at the bottom.
just
so
a
backpack. That
a
was number one on the list. this year.
fantastic grown man adult answer.
Yep.
Something you'll use, you'll
Yep.
need, not
Yep.
too expensive,
Mhm.
sturdy.
Nope.
Fantastic gift. I hope to
Great.
God you get that back.
So do I, Stone.
I do. I deserve it, dude. I
You
worked hard,
absolutely
and
deserve
all I
that
wanted was a
backpack.
I didn't ask for riches, diamonds,
Yeah.
nothing fancy. It's just blue collar.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that.
Stone,
Merry
thanks
Christmas, Stone.
Thanks for calling in, buddy. Merry Christmas. We hope you get that
Appreciate you
backpack.
guys.
All right, pal?
Merry Christmas. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, there he is, our good friend Stone Sports Podcast. Make sure to check out his show. Him and Great North Sports doing the Ocho and all that great stuff they do online. You can follow him on Twitter at Stone Sports Podcast. So, yeah, that's a great answer. What do you want for Christmas, Josh?
Well, I'll tell you, I asked for I brought in I'll show you in the car maybe before I ripped my jeans the other night, putting on something. I ripped jeans, Mark. That's a bad look.
That's
They're
not great.
stretchy jeans. They're not even tight jeans.
That's
I
not
was
great.
bending over. I did a thing, and I ripped my jeans. Now, I've ripped a couple pair of boxers before.
Mhm.
I've done those trying to show off my high kick.
I've ripped a pair of shorts.
Yeah, that happens. Jeans was tough.
Mm-hmm.
They're very sturdy. They're sturdy denim.
They're-
And I
yeah.
ripped them. Ripped right through them. So I need a pair of jeans. Another just grown man answer. Box just underwear and socks.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very casual things. I don't ask for much either.
Yeah.
I like the experience stuff now. I think my dad knows me. He's listening, of course.
Yeah,
he
you
likes
do
to
like
get
the
a lot
experience.
of, last year for Christmas, we got tickets for the Reds games up in Toronto.
Yep.
Like doing that stuff with him. I'll take him to a Sabres game, things like that. As you get older, I think it's more about the experience stuff
Mm-hmm.
rather than the material. Because also, like throughout the year, if I find myself needing, a new pair of headphones or this or that, I'll just buy them for myself.
Yeah.
Like, there's not as much like I gotta wait for Christmas. I'm a grown man. I'll buy what I need.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's what I look for.
Yeah, nice. By the way, your dad did update us on what you're doing next week.
Okay.
You're moving your brother into his new apartment?
Oh, rejoice the world. Yeah, I am not here. I am not here. We're getting that man out of the house.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's great.
Gonna be a great time.
No Josh next week. I will be here. Then of course, I say of course like everyone knows this. After the show next week is my family pitch tournament. Pitch is a card game.
Okay.
Similar to euchre.
Oh, okay.
It's like euchre's more of a Midwest thing. I've
Okay.
come to find out that but it's sort of migrated its way towards like Western New York.
Sure.
In this part of the state, we play pitch.
I'm
and-
very interested to figure this out after the show, what this means.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of similar to euchre, and
Okay.
there's a trump suit. There's
Alright.
4 points available every hand, high, low, jack, game. Whatever you like, whatever the trump suit is, the high card of the trump suit, that's high. The low card, that's low. If the jack is played, that's jack. Game is a point system where ace is worth 4, king is worth 3, queen is worth 2, jack is worth 1, 10 is worth 10.
Oh.
So
it's euchre with more math.
yes. Yeah, it is similar to euchre. Stone said more like beep tournament if you're involved, something that rhymes with pitch. Damn you, Stone! It's Christmas. We also have Mara saying that she's a big pitch fan. I'm also a big pitch fan, so it's something that my family does every year. We host a big family pitch tournament. It's a lot of fun. Have a couple of cocktails, play some cards. A lot of people turn out. They usually don't like when I show up.
No, you like to run the table.
Because they
You're
don't like
competitive.
giving me money. There was a stretch where for like 4 years in a row, because we used to pay out first, second, third, and fourth in the
Okay.
tournament.
Yeah.
It's $20 buy-in. There was
Makes
like a 4-year stretch where me and these 3 brothers, the Costello boys,
Oh boy.
finished in some order 1 through 4 every single year.
So there is some skill involved.
Yeah, I mean you have to know when to play the right cards
Yeah,
and sort of read the table.
Sure.
And so the 4 of us got paid out every single year. And then the next year they said, okay, first through third get paid out, and then we're going to do a random number draw. Like a random card draw or something, like pull names out of a hat, whatever. And that person gets paid out. And the first year we did that, the Costello boys finished 1 through third, and they drew my name. And they were not happy.
These Costello boys got to get broken up.
No,
They're a menace.
Yeah, they play in local pitch leagues and stuff, and which I would love to do. I just need a partner.
Sure.
But yeah, so that's going on next week after the show. And I want to say before we get out of here, Josh, to you and your family and to everyone out there listening, a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful time of year. Everyone have a happy holidays. If you don't celebrate Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, whatever holiday you might be celebrating this
Sure.
time of year. I wish you a merry one. And we'll be back next week. Josh won't. He'll be helping his brother move.
Oh, yeah, very fun stuff.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Same time, same channel, 11 a.m. on the Score 1260. Peace.